Hi, so if you're watching this video, you're probably here for the joke, and I am here to deliver. So, this is a joke, but it all starts on a heartfelt story about a horse. So, let me get started. So a horse is chilling in his house, and he's watching MTV, and he's watching this new band, and he's so excited, because he's always been really passionate about music, but he's never had the time to, pick something up. So he decides that he's going to learn how to play guitar. So he grabs a phone book, and he calls a music store. And they're like, hey, so you want guitar lessons? And the horse is like, yes, I do. And they're like, yeah, we'll set you up right away. And he's like, yeah, okay, that's great. But there's one problem. See, I'm a horse. And they're like, oh, that's totally fine. We just installed a new system to where we can teach horses how to play the guitar. And so they're taking lessons and all that stuff, and he's really starting to jam out on the guitar. And one day he has his friend Chicken over at his house, and he's showing him what he's been learning. And Chicken's like, that's really cool, man, but if you're trying to make a band, you're gonna need some more to it. And I've been kind of thinking about picking up the drums. So Horse is like, yeah, sure, let me show you this music place that I went and I got lessons at. So Chicken calls up the music store, and he's talking to the dude, and the dude's like, yeah, I can set you up with drum set lessons right away. And the chicken's like, yeah, that's great. Only one problem. I'm a chicken. And the guy's like, that's totally fine. We just installed a new system so we can teach chickens how to play the drums. So they're in the horse's basement. They're jamming out. They're having a great time. And, they're still feeling like there's something missing. And they're not exactly sure what it is yet. So they call up their friend Dog, and, the dog's listening to what they have going, and he's like, yeah, I think that this needs, some actual, melody, so, maybe I can play the keyboard. But I don't really know much, but I'm sure I could pick it up. And they're like, well, how about you call this music store? Helped both of us out. So he calls, and the guy on the phone's like, yeah, we can set up piano lessons right away. And the dog's like, sure, but there's only one problem. I'm a dog. And so the dude's like, that's totally fine. We just installed a new system that helps us teach dogs how to play the piano. And he's like, that's awesome. So he starts taking lessons, and, they're out on the street, and they're doing their thing, and, Dog's picking up some vocals as he plays the piano, and, it's just really going well. And somebody overhears them, and he's like, I just had a spot for a record open up, and I think you guys would be a really big hit. So, they actually start producing music, and they actually get popular really fast. These are animals that can play instruments. That's crazy. Hell, one of them can sing. So, they get popular. They start having some concerts here and there. And finally, they go worldwide, and they have this world tour, and they have a big concert in Berlin. It's one of their last ones, and, they're back home in America. Apparently, Horse's parents aren't doing too well. So right as they're about to go on stage, Horse gets a call, and he's like, hey, man, your parents aren't doing too well. And Horse is like, man, I'm not sure what to do. And his band members are like, hey, man, you can sit this concert out and just catch up with us later. You just need to go be with your family right now. And so, he takes the next flight back home, and, he's with his parents, and soon his parents have passed away. And so, he's drinking, and he's just really upset. And, he's watching the TV because he wants to check up on his band members. They're supposed to be coming home on a flight that day. And on the news, he sees that a plane crashed. And it was the plane that his band members were on, and there were no survivors. And so, he's already drunk off his ass, and he's so sad that he lost all of his friends. So, he's out of beer at home, so he walks into a bar, and the bartender says, why the long face?